Hello, 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 and welcome to After Dark Talk Radio. I am your host, Christine Renee. Let me just put in the link here. I like to pin my link. Oh man. There we go. There we go. Perfect. I can pin that comment. You can pretty much get anywhere with my Linktree link. So if you want to follow me anywhere, or you decide that you would like to purchase something of mine, you can follow me, or you can find most of my links there, whether it's a link to my group, which you should be in anyways right now if you're seeing this particular live, and or any of my programs. So let me just get that out of the way. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is, let me just adjust this. I am not in my normal area. I'm actually in my bedroom, and I just happen to have my computer and have my little light and everything, and it's just on a pillow. So it's kind of like off kilter, but that's okay. So this week I really want to dive in and let's talk about really making our dreams come true. Like, do you really want your dreams to come true? When we think about our dreams, these are the things in our life that we truly desire. These are the things that we are looking to complete in life. These are the things that we are looking to there are goals, right? Our goals that we're trying to get to, our goals that we're trying to have, like the things that we're trying to have, the things that we're trying to do, the things that we're trying to accomplish, the things on our to-do list that we want to check off, right? All of these things, they're things that we actually want to accomplish in life, no matter what it may be, whether it is, having children, whether it's getting married, whether it's, going to Europe, whether it is, just going to the next town over. It doesn't matter whether it's small or whether it is big. Having dreams and goals are important in the sense that we need to move forward. We, as a human race, we have a tendency to want to do things, to desire to do things, desire to move forward. Most of us just don't have that goal of just sitting on our butts and coming home for the day and doing nothing, and or either we work for a living, so there's those goals, whether it's expectance, things that are expected of you from your boss, etc. Those are also things that we want to accomplish, right? Whether it is in our personal life, or whether it is in our business life, or whether it is in our entrepreneurial life, which is like me, with After Dark Intuition, the art of confidence and empowerment. All of these different types of things are things that we are moving forward with, right? These are the things that we desire to do. And like I said, most people that you usually surround yourself with, they're people that are movers, right? We're not just people that have a tendency to sit and do nothing. Like, we're not sitting at home, just watching TV every day. We have goals, we have things that we want to accomplish, and we have things that we want to do with our life. So, what do we do when our dreams don't come true? What do we do when these goals that we have, we're not reaching and we're not accomplishing? So, let's talk about a couple of things. Number one, when your dreams don't come true and it's something that you really, really, really want, is it something that you think to yourself, okay, you know what, I would like to continue to work towards this goal, work toward this dream, work toward this trip, work toward this, family. If it's something you truly desire, and your life hasn't changed in such a way that it's something that is completely out of your reach now, then it is something that you still want to work towards. Then it's something that you still desire and something that you still want to take care of and you want to handle and you want to accomplish. So this past weekend, I was supporting my title holder for Miss Massachusetts. So my title holder is Miss Whitman, and we had the state competition this weekend. So we go from the local competition to the state competition, then the state competition to Miss America. So we went from our local competition back in January, and now we had the state competition this past weekend. And the my title holder, she did such a fabulous job. She came in, she was able to compete. She was called as one of the top 11. So she was able to compete on the second night of competition, which was the final night. And that's where they then break them down to top five. And then from the top five comes our winner. So she was so proud of herself. And I was so happy for her. She did such a fabulous job. But the thing that I want to talk about is the winner. The person who won Miss Massachusetts has been trying to win Massachusetts for a number of years. Every single year, she would win her local title, and every single year, she would not win the state title. And, every year, everybody's in a different position, right? Every year, you're in a new phase of your life. Every year, you either have another year of education under your belt, or maybe now you have a year of workplace, education under your belt, or experience, or maybe you now have, just a different level of maturity because you've, hit 25 instead of 22, right? Or 18, right? So there's different levels that you hit within your life that cause our dreams to be that just that much more accessible, right? Or available to us because we've put ourselves in positions that now we're like, oh, this is so much easier to obtain now that I am this age compared to when I was 18 years old. I never would have been able to compete as Miss Massachusetts because, I was 18 and I didn't have the same thought process that I do now. And I wasn't mature enough. And I had, right. So there's different places we are in different parts of our life. So things happen for us in different timing. And this young lady, she was one of our past title holders. Thank, goodness. I'm so happy for her. She was my very first Miss Tri-Town, which was part of the Miss Whitman Scholarship Organization. And she finally took the title of Miss Massachusetts. And I could not have been more proud for this young lady because she has worked so hard over a number of years, and she has just put forth every effort that she possibly could have every single year that she has ever competed. And she was a very strong competitor, and she had her interview down. She always had, her fitness down. She, did everything that she was asked to do, and just every single year it just wasn't her time. And and to see her win this past weekend was just so amazing and so incredible. But it leads me to my point. Do we really want to obtain our dreams? Do we want to continue to follow our dreams? Do we want the dream that we have been thinking about for a number of years, right? Are we in the position now to accept that dream? Are we in the position to be more eligible for that dream than we were in the past years, right? So the thing is that even though we might be in a different position in our life, whether we're a year older or whether now we've got, we're married and we've got kids, or, and we're still trying to go after the same style dream, maybe we have to realize that maybe we need to alter the dream slightly, or we realize that yes, this is the dream that I still want. This is the dream that I desire to go after, and I am going to continue to go after this dream over and over and over again until I get it, because this is what I desire, and this is what I feel I can do best for myself and for my family and for my own education or my experience or whatever it may be that we're actually looking to enhance about ourselves, right? So um I have a dream of, coaching many, many, many women over the next few years, right? But right now it's just a small number, and that's completely fine. But I have a dream of actually doing this on a larger scale. I had an interesting complimentary consultation come through the other day. It's from a person. I didn't know who the person was. I didn't know the name. So I was like, okay, well, I'll hop on and see what happens. But the person was no show. So it was kind of funny. I was like, okay, very, very, very interesting. But um, it was bizarre. No, no note, no nothing. Like, what is it that they wanted to consult on? And then they didn't show up. So, whatever. It's a free consultation, but still, I had to, be there for, I stayed there for like 10 minutes waiting for the person, but it was a Zoom consultation. So it was fine, but I digress. The point of that, I guess, is that, I want my business to grow. So I am willing to, put my time in, even if the meeting ends up not going, right? It's just a matter of figuring out what else I need to do to promote those more and get people that are either real people or, whatever the situation may have been in that particular case, right? So figuring out what it is. But my dream is still my dream. And I still desire to do the same exact thing that I, am doing before, but I just need to find different ways of going about it. So maybe taking a look at things in a different manner. Like maybe the girl did this weekend when she, has been going for the same title for years and years and years and years. Did she approach it differently? Did she approach it with a different attitude? Did she maybe, study a little bit more? Did she prep a little bit more in a different manner or something like that, right? Like, how did it come about going after the same dream year after year after year, but still desiring the same outcome, no matter where it is that we're starting from, right? So, do we want our dreams to come true? You have to ask yourself these questions. These are not things that you can just, I mean, I suppose they are things that you can just let be out there in your list of things to do. Here's my dreams, here's my bucket list. This is what I want to do, and never do anything to move any of those forward. I suppose you could actually do that. But in reality, if you want some things to move forward and you actually want to obtain these dreams, you actually have to do something. You have to take a couple of steps. Maybe for the trip, you need to save money. Maybe for, like I said, my business, I need to promote a little bit more for, bringing in more people to coach. Right? So things need to change a little bit to obtain the same goal. If we're not reaching the goal now, obviously there's a reason. What is the reason? What do we need to do? But unless you're sitting there and taking stock of what the reasons are, or what you could do better, or what you can do to advance your goal, your goals towards the dream, or what are those extra minor steps that you can actually take in between now and the dream, then you're not going to go anywhere, right? There, you have to contemplate, you have to take stock, understand where you're at and what needs to be done in between here and the goal. Right? Is there something in the middle that I can make a stepping stone, right? And can I accomplish this little step first before I get to the next little step first or second, then the next step, which will then lead me to my goal. Right? So do you really want your dreams to come true? When you think about the things that you truly desire in life, is there things that you really, really, really want to accomplish? A lot of times, I talk about this often as well, where we are constantly in this world that is inundated with constant social media, all this information coming in left and right. And we are bombarded with so much information that it almost paralyzes us in the sense that we just then focus on all of that information and we forget about the stepping stones that we want to take to accomplish our goal. We are then distracted by the news or distracted by our kids, and just of course sometimes our obligations, right? Like I have children. Sometimes I'm obligated to go to their sporting events or take them to this appointment or take them to that appointment. So I understand some of those things. And sometimes we're so busy and we keep our children so busy that we don't have any time for ourselves to sit and contemplate, to sit and wonder, what are the stepping stones that I can take to accomplish my goal? What are the things that I can do to make my dream a reality sooner than it is right now? Like, can I do something to move myself forward? Right? If we're coming home from work that we've been at all day long, we haven't talked about our dreams, thought about our dreams, wrote anything down about our dreams, and suddenly we're running off to take, Sally Sue to her lacrosse game, her dance lessons, her counseling appointment, and then we're home by 10, and then we haven't eaten, and now it's time to go to bed and start the day all over again, because you got to go to sleep so you can get enough rest so that you can get up and go back to work again, where you're not going to think about your dream, you're not going to think about your goals, you're not going to think about any of the stuff that you want to do when you are the things that you want to do to move yourself forward. And then you're back to, again, the next day, and then what's happening that evening after work. Are we then taking your sons now to lacrosse practice and wrestling, and this, that, and the other, driving them back and forth to school? Or you know what I mean? You see how this can become just this perpetual cycle of something that is just keeping us away from the things that we want to be able to do. We need that time, to that space, that time to contemplate, to think, to use our intuition, to figure out what our desires are, to figure out what we can do to move forward. But unless we're sitting with ourselves and contemplating this, or if you're even when you're in your car driving, I love to utilize that time to not listen to anything and just let my mind be free and allow my intuition, the universe, the intuition, all of us to conspire together and figure out what it is that I want to do next. What do I want to do? What can I do to, progress my business? What can I do to, coach more men and women? What can I do to contemplate my homework, right? I'm working on my master's degree, and the homework I have tonight, it's all about international terrorism for by non-state actors. And it's very intriguing. Like I've looked at terrorism before in some of my former classes, but this subject matter is very interesting, and you forget about some of the things that have gone on in this world, and how lucky we are, but how much we really have put forth in the United States, well, in most areas, on counterterrorism efforts. It's very, very, very interesting. But yeah, like, I'm a very busy woman, so I have to schedule in my time to sit and contemplate and consider the things that I want to do, because if I don't set that side of time, then I am just moving from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. And then there's no time for me, no contemplation time for me, no time for me to breathe, no time for me to relax, no time for me to read a book, right? A leisure book. So it's important that if you don't have that time and you're not contemplating your dreams and you're not moving those things forward, that those things are just going to sit there and be something that is on a piece of paper or in your phone as things to do or bucket list, or just those dreams. So I implore you to please move your steps forward, to sit and to contemplate, to think, to use your intuition, to conspire with the universe on what it is that you truly desire to do, what it is that you desire to move forward with, how you're going to accomplish those things, which stepping stones you're going to utilize to, grow, to really, really grow. Tonight's live is really, really quick because I do have more homework to do. I've got a 10-page paper due this week, which is just fabulous. So I'm going to go work on that. But I hope you enjoyed this message. So I suggest you take a journal out right now and write down some of your goals. And then I'd like you to contemplate each one of those goals and figure out what it is that you are going to do to move each one forward, how you're going to move it forward. Let me know in the comments if you accomplish this, and write some of the things that you're looking forward to doing. And I can't wait to see you next week. So I'll see you next week, next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you have a fabulous evening. If you watch this on the replay, please hashtag replay. And other than that, I will see you next week for After Dark Talk Radio. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.